Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Alright, thank you very much for listening to this commentary episode of Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jordan, and I am the GM.
This is Jeremy, playing usually Grayson Digby.
My name is Aaron. I have been playing Brother Benedict.
I'm Mike. I have been playing Valentine Montecute.
I'm Jeff, and my usual character is Demetrius Norden, is who I usually play.
I'm Johnny, and I used to be playing Byrom Michael.
Yeah, this is the first character that I've had die in one of my campaigns. And really, it came down to the dice.
Yep, it truly did.
I didn't want to kill you.
So bad.
Yeah. Didn't want to kill you, but it happened.
We started off rolling horribly.
All of us.
And all of us started off rolling horribly. And
then I died, and everybody started rolling better.
And then we got out of that pretty quickly.
Yes, a series of successes to get us out there.
In the first hour of recording, when you spend double digits in hero points, you know
Yes.
the dice are not in your favor.
I loved it.
I have them at my feet.
That was the most hero points spent in any game ever.
Yeah. That's the thing with this game, is like the dice can swing so much that you really do need those hero points to make sure that you're successful. I want you guys to be successful. You know that as written in the rules, you're only supposed to ever get one hero point at the start of a game. By giving you guys 3, I've upped it up enough to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and we have a chance of success.
I mean, and the funny thing is, as many hero points as we spent, there's literally times towards the end, it's like, ooh, this is what I should do. My roll is not going to be anywhere near enough, and I have no more hero points.
Yeah.
So I cannot do this thing that I want to do.
Yeah, and it forces you to be creative in different ways. You know, like, your character really likes to rely on stealth, but was not getting the roll to magically induce the special ability and stuff. So you had to get creative with it. You know, it's like trying to get away from all sorts of nasties and everything. Poor Johnny spent all 3 of his before he even got into the fight, it seems like.
Yeah.
And then he just got mowed over.
I think there was one roll where 4 out of 5 of us had to spend a hero point on the same roll. Like we were all rolling for doing the same thing.
It was a stealth check.
Stealth roll, and
that's the one that I ended up failing.
Yeah, where you had to climb.
Where you climbed the tree.
Yep.
Man, Dingham House. It's my favorite place to go.
You guys, it's not Valentine's favorite place to go.
Well,
he always
my ghost pens will burn this place to the ground. So
you're gonna haunt their chimney.
Clogged.
I guess you don't get that contract.
No.
Well, there's not going to be more clean chimney sweeps in the city. I can say that.
Oh my gosh. I'm really enjoying this campaign setting because it has so much variety to it. We've had one episode where it was kind of like a mystery, and then you get captured and have to escape. Then we had a game that was mostly character interaction with a really emotional ending to it. And tonight we got into straight up horror.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
My character is freaking out so hard.
I think
So hard.
the only one that's probably not freaking out is probably Brother Benedict.
Because he's too stupid to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Just kind of going with the flow and...
He's just like, must get women.
He's got a very single-minded objective.
I'm not freaking out in the slightest.
I mean, that whole last scene with the mirror and everything that was going on.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
When Grayson's invisible behind the table and watching what's happening, I can just imagine in the back of his mind, he's just like, just take it and get out of here. Just take something and leave. Take it and leave. I don't want to see this. Take it and leave.
Yeah, I had to come up with some kind of description that was horrific enough to keep you all just kind of frozen in place.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that was really good. That was really good.
That's what you get for having a snow day in the middle of the week. I literally sat there and plotted out that whole scene during the snow day.
Ugh, that was
You know.
rough.
And it was great tying into other things that you guys were expecting, because you're expecting some kind of small child to get sacrificed, so I was able to play with that.
Yeah, because you noticed that's what Grayson did. He went up to the small child and was trying to see if it was the girl.
What I was expecting you to do is to repeat the question, because he kept saying, "Lord, you know my name," and play it off as the Lord.
Yeah, a prayer.
As a prayer. It was what I was hoping you were going to do with that. But make it a little dark and creepy for the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really trying to see if it was the girl, and if it was the girl, then I was going to try and do something to get her out of it. Right. That's what I looked up in the rule book. I was like, okay, I'm going to look for the opportunity. If it's the girl, I'm just going to
Make her invisible.
and put my hand on her. Boom.
Yeah.
And just say, follow me. Get her out of there.
Yeah.
So, but then I kind of realized maybe this is not the girl. So that's when I was like, gears. They can't have the gears. They can't do
the machine.
their thing.
That was smart.
But you left a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't have a lot of time.
I didn't have a lot of time, and from what just happened,
Well,
I didn't want to spend more time.
Also,
in that place.
I found interesting that the his use of magic to be invisible wasn't detected until he touched the gears.
Yeah. And even though it was a failed roll by Valentine, that sort of helped Grayson.
Right.
Because it was like magic, and looked in the direction, distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I was
actually...
like, I was like, whew.
That actually saved your bacon there.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed the appearance of the fairies.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Something I enjoy.
I just took it to a whole
I
new
like
level.
some of the fairy lore and the darker fantasy stuff. And
Yeah, and like one of the characters, the woman covered in moss, actually harkened back to another character from a previous campaign that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of was almost a callback, like a echoing of the theme of the person who's part vegetation.
Yeah, which we alluded to by Jeff's character being stuck in a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, those
Yeah.
trees. They get you every
It's
time.
Mossbeard's great grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah. But from the spooky side of the thing. Huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Then the corpse getting eaten.
Yeah.
that
was horrific.
although impressive, the fact that he could eat the whole thing in one bite.
Yeah.
Brother Benedict really wishes he had that kind of
Yeah.
That reminds me of a Scooby sandwich.
right. That's something that I'll like Scooby Doo would definitely aspire to. So let's go ahead and ask our standard questions here. We'll start with Johnny. What was one thing that stood out to you tonight, aside from dying?
Aside from dying, like I said, the fact that the magic use was not detected until after he touched the gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like as soon as he turned the gears invisible is when they detected that magic was being used. It wasn't the fact that there was magic already in the room.
Well, there was a lot of magic being thrown around the room already.
but-
So
But the fact that one stood out to them.
Yeah, that was something that Grayson was aware of going in. It was like from Brother Benedict's description, kind of got that idea that, there's other magic users behind the scenes of this. So when he went into the building, was kind of watching for, I don't want to be near anybody, even though I'm invisible.
Mhm.
I don't want to be near anybody who might be using magic, because they might be able to see me
yeah.
if they're using magic.
How about you, Jeff? What was something that stood out to you?
When they brought out Master Ambrose in chains, I really wanted my character to just like immediately like drop down out of the tree and bolt in and try to save him. But you didn't give me an opportunity to do that.
You would have been dead just like me.
Well, I would have, but
Man, that would have been so if we had two characters die in one night.
it was just messing with my character so much that he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Also, I don't fully understand the whole reaching around and driving his fingers into Master Ambrose's head and changing him into metal.
So what happened was the way that I was envisioning it, the way that the fairies could exist in our world is by capturing the quicksilver of the mirror.
Mhm.
So when he touched his head and then it surrounded it, he was basically engulfing.
Possessing.
Possession.
It was a possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That makes
So
more sense.
Ambrose is not possessed by this variable.
Or more accurately, the fairy possesses Ambrose. So Mike, what was one thing that stood out to you?
The death.
Yeah.
Of a lot of role-playing games, I've seen some characters die, but I know it's not a very common thing, and I know GMs,
hate to do it.
they hate to do
Yeah.
it. They want to make that challenge, and it's kind of like we were just all saying earlier, because we were all victim of it tonight, just the rolls. Like, come on, just one good roll, and it's like, no. And, you know, it's like I've seen campaigns before where characters basically should have died, but the GM had a heart. It's like, no,
Yeah.
we'll just say you're
I've
even
seen
more
that. And I've also
incapacitated.
seen the complete opposite, where Jim's like, "I'm going to kill everybody."
Yeah.
You know.
Seen that too.
I try
The
not to
Wookiee
kill
bar.
players.
Yes, that's a.
That's kind of like an introduction.
It's an introduction to death.
I try not to kill players, but also I have to respect the dice at
Yes.
certain levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I mean,
with the difference in roles that happened with my death, it just there's no way I could have survived. I mean,
what did you think about seeing the ghost of Humphrey?
Oh, that
Ainsworth?
was... I was kind of almost looking at my own futuristic death in a way. I'm like, okay, I killed him last time, and his ghost is already back. Oh, crap.
Do you want to know a secret?
Sure.
The hair was from his head. The snuff box was from his pocket. The bullet was from his heart.
it explains why I summoned him. Then,
Yeah,
Nice.
nice. And just that whole description of the whole of everything, that was creepy.
Yeah.
I was like, dear God, I hope I don't have to like encounter this because I'm screwed. Because at first I really thought, I was like, okay, maybe there is a plan for all our deaths, and this is just gonna be mine here.
I have no one's death planned.
Well, that gives
just severe wounding.
Lord what's his name?
Dencham.
Dencham.
Yeah.
It gives him another tie to the theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why he was
Yeah.
there?
Right.
He was collecting those things to
Yeah.
because
Yeah, and as you can tell, like this entire scenario was tightly tied to all of the characters in one way or another.
Mhm.
Like it was tied to, like with the death of Toad, it was very tied to Byrom. And then you know with Lord Ambrose being brought in, that was very
he
much.
keep changing his title.
or, well, I'm sorry,
Lord,
Master.
brother,
It is,
Master,
it is currently 5 after midnight.
Gentleman Ambrose.
Master Ambrose. I have it written down. I'm just not looking at it. But Master Ambrose, when he was brought in, that immediately brought the stakes up for you.
Oh yeah.
And then
Well, they were already in place for me because
He was taken.
it was the whole horologist
Yeah.
thing with the gears
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
building
what are
an
they trying to
automaton
build?
out of clock gears, which was immediately
That's
intriguing.
the
for my
automaton they're trying to
character.
build the body for the Fae.
and then Mike, the ghost
Maybe.
of Ainsworth,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
and Brother Benedict, he recognized the robes as the ones in the trunk.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
My monk master must have killed a Riemann priest in the past.
That's amazing.
That's why. That's the only reason I can think of him having those robes. So that's pretty impressive to kill a Riemann priest. I also find it interesting that Lord Dencham has a halfling child because
Yeah, that also stood out to me.
there's only
Yeah.
certain ways that can happen.
Yeah, I'm like, really?
It's an interesting.
and that it also made me think, like, is it really Dincham's son, or is it
Did he just
just
raise it?
raised it?
Right.
Well, he did say that it looked very similar.
It
to
did, but-
Dencham.
But with red hair.
Yeah, with red.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's his. If
Right.
it's a Fae, I mean,
Now we're just trying to build theories.
yes.
That's
Which is
how,
what we do all the time in between campaigns.
that's how I
games.
know I'm doing a good job, though, is that you guys
Yeah.
are thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, and so one thing that you all would like to see in the next session, I guess, Johnny, you want to
A
see
new character.
I
I have to figure out what character I want to do now.
All right, well, you know how to send me a
Yep.
campaign mastercraft and a character sheet.
Yep.
Jeff, what is one thing that you would like to see in the next session?
Everything that I wanted to see in this session was just thrown out the window and just ignored. I was like, oh, no, I don't have an opportunity to do anything.
You're dead.
You saw it. You just couldn't change it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, no.
Actually, if it were thrown out the window, you probably could have done something.
Yeah, jump. How about you, Mike? Is there something that you want to see in the next session?
Figure out what the ghost is going to do here, because it was kind of just surreal, like that the ghost is already back, and obviously I know I'm involved in the picture with this ghost because I'm the reason why he's a ghost.
And you've also been told that they know.
Yes, and what good old Templeton may be plotting for me. Yeah, so in a way, I'd like to see if I can get down to the bottom of his plot of trying to eliminate me.
So, going back to the thing about theories, Templeton knows. That makes me wonder, is this the first time that they've summoned that ghost?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's probably how they know.
Yeah. Maybe we can find a way and summon back your ghost. It's like, we can play this game as well. Our ghost against your ghost.
Seriously, I should hold on to this character.
Wouldn't hurt. I mean, Aaron, what's one thing that you would like to see?
I want to see more of the Fae. I enjoyed a lot of the combat, busting some heads.
Yeah.
That's one thing that stood out was when Brother Benedict just went Rafiki on.
Yeah. We're all like, what?
When we were actually making his character, Aaron came over to my house and we just started watching video after YouTube video of Longstaff fighting.
Yeah,
and it was really intense.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, and honestly, I felt like tonight was a good night to turn things on their head, and go from like one step beyond weird.
That sort of happened with Toad last.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it felt like
literally.
Yeah. But I felt like it was honestly a good opportunity to push the envelope a little bit further with the development of the characters. So, and how about you, Jeremy? What's one thing that you would like to see next session?
It's gonna sound a little bit odd, but in the last commentary episode, I sort of mentioned that I'm gonna have to figure out how to play Grayson mad, or angry, or distraught, or whatever, and so I kind of figured out how I would like to do that. So I would like to see. It's gonna sound odd. More of Grayson sort of at friction with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Now he has another reason as well. This is part of how we created the characters. When he comes back, he's going to find out that Byrom is dead.
Mm-hmm.
He thought Byrom was his cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So on the same night
that he loses,
that he thinks his sort of relationship with Haley is going to be complicated because one of his associates killed her brother. He also loses his cousin.
Yeah.
This is going to be...
Jeremy, we may have to work on my new character together.
Brother Benedict is like the only one that knows, and Valentine are the only ones that know that
I'm dead.
Byrom is
right.
dead.
Yeah.
Valentine's the only one that Benedict told.
Which then...
And no one was there except for Benedict.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Make a note of that on your character sheet.
Ooh. How bad would that be
Turn it over and we can
if it was Valentine that came up to him and told him that Byrom was dead?
Oh. It's like, oh, by the way,
Valentine may be dead.
while we were running along, your cousin died.
Yeah.
And we kind of know that, what a warm, sentimental guy Valentine truly is.
He
Warm
would
and
do it
sentimental
too.
is-
Oh, yeah.
Or you should ask Brother Benedict what happened
I'll
to
be
your
like,
cousin.
Brother Benedict, here, why don't you relay the information?
But, yeah, just since we're talking about it, how Grayson has decided he's going to deal with the first series of tragic events. He doesn't know about the second yet.
one.
We
Yeah,
just
he's
said
going to
that.
get sideways.
Yeah.
Man, this is
Sidewinders.
going to... I may have to think again in between sessions how this is going to change him even more. but saying that he's going to sort of internalize everything, and he already had the idea in his head that he is better than anybody else in the group, better than any of the other common people in the city. That he's
Cream of the crop.
yeah, I'm better than these guys.
Yeah.
So he's going to internalize everything and try and do things his own way. So I sort of mentioned in between episodes, yeah, the rest of the party may never see Grayson again on the premises. He just probably is going to do what he needs to do and then just leave when he feels like he needs to leave.
Yeah.
Which he did.
Yeah.
Which I also find funny is like when they were taking the carriage and leaving, they didn't even look for you.
That's another interesting thing, and I don't know how I don't know if it's metagaming or if it's just the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
Grayson, and I don't know if Aaron, you know this. Grayson is not trying to let anybody else know that he knows how to use magic.
Oh.
That's why he's always behind everybody.
Oh. I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
That is.
So there's been 3 or 4 different times now that Grayson has just decided I'm invisible, and the rest of the group doesn't even look for him.
Right.
It's like, where is he?
I just don't think anything about it myself. Like Byron, just like whatever.
Yeah, so that gives you something for your very Captain Obvious character to try and poke around at if you want to.
But the only thing that's obvious to him is Grayson's not there.
Exactly.
As stated
like,
in the
hey,
previous session.
where
No
did he
Grayson.
go?
No Grayson here.
Yeah, but also I think like they didn't look for you because of the heat of the moment.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm thinking.
yeah,
It's just the heat of the moment. It's just the first one was when we were trying to escape from the dungeon, and it's like, oh, okay, this is the heat of the moment. We need to find our stuff and get out.
Yeah.
So they weren't busy. I was like, is everybody here?
Yeah.
I was planning on having a short interaction with Brother Benedict and Valentine as we were driving away, saying, "Hey, did you see what happened to Grayson?" Or
Yeah.
Where's the other two?
yeah, what happened to Byrom?
Didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
My fault.
It'll happen next time.
All right. How about we award some points? Jordan is going to be generous tonight. He's going to give out 15 points.
Oh.
And Yay, I'm a llama again. Oh.
Exactly.
15 each.
15 each.
But remember, I do get that one extra because you
Yes,
compelled me
you
to.
get
Yes.
16.
Yes.
I thought that worked pretty well to compel you to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
throwing a little bit of fate into Mini 6.
If you haven't noticed, fate is pretty baked into my role playing
Yeah.
style. That and like Apocalypse World is a real big influence on how I do things. Apocalypse World is all about asking questions of the players.
Yeah.
And I do that a lot. I feel like it gives more creativity and more synergy to the overall experience. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about. Sorry, John, you're out of this one. But who advanced their character the most?
I mean, he advanced from life to death. I mean,
Yeah,
would that be
He moved to the other
advancement?
side.
Or would that be a step in the wrong direction?
It's a step.
So here's my question: if I get any of the extra bonus points from this session, would my new character get those points?
The bonus points they would get, yes.
Okay.
all right, advancement of the character. This one's tough.
There was some good ones.
This is mostly because of the dice roll,
Uh-huh.
but we just got to see how BA Benedict is with
Yeah.
his staff.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
bit of a dunce, but
Well, but we also got to see how Demetrius has a very low boiling point as
Mhm.
well, which is a bit of an advancement in the character in terms
Right.
of role playing.
Right.
Well, yeah, and I kind of created him that way. He's just very like dour and gloomy and doesn't like things.
You don't like things that don't go according to
He
plan.
doesn't like when things mess up.
You seem like a Walter Matthau grumpy old man kind of character.
Kinda. So yeah, his boiling point would be pretty low.
And there was also Valentine's revelation that
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
the,
The ghost of Christmas past is coming back.
It's
The
haunting
famous-
I think
I don't know.
I think everyone had some good ones, but I do think Demetrius had a number between Master Ambrose being possessed by a fairy, the low boiling point, the character development,
Yeah.
and then
and
actually laying eyes on the gears themselves.
right.
Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead and take a point. He put his card in his crown royal.
I wasn't
right?
expecting to get it.
All right, the next
that
one.
makes it even better.
Who had the best role playing?
There wasn't a whole
There
lot.
wasn't a whole
action
lot.
going on
Yeah.
tonight.
It was more of observing.
And just trying to not die.
I mean, there
We all
was
had
role
dice
playing.
rolls.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of dice roll. The role playing was the brief interaction with Brother Benedict and the guards before they started fighting.
Blasted all of.
Um,
Where'd you come from? The
There
river.
was the brief interaction of Brother Benedict and Valentine meeting back up, saying what happened, and the brief interaction of Grayson with the small kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
That
pretty
was-
much the only
Yeah.
interactions there were.
This was a
Really,
pretty
this was a tough
story-driven
one.
night.
It was dice rolls and
Well,
plot
dice rolls.
reveals.
Dice
Yeah.
rolls definitely eliminate Johnny.
I had the best. I did the best at rolling the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine had some really good dice rolls with he never
Well-
failed his stealth rolls,
Yeah.
and he also got
Thankfully,
a
yeah.
good shot off.
So
Wait,
did Demetrius.
yes.
Demetrius had really
Yeah.
good dice rolls too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, first there was lock picking,
Stealth all the way.
yeah,
Between
Yeah.
lock
us out the
picking,
gate,
stealth, and
getting us, and then the guards.
yeah.
then yeah.
Oh, and then once Grayson goes invisible, his stealth rolls are just ridiculous.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Right.
so I was rolling
There's no
30s
count. Because you can roll a 1 on your wild and still get 23.
I still like that we pointed that out with the roll, where actually that last roll, the rolling the 1 on the wild die helped me out because
Yeah.
I didn't want to be too stealthy.
Yeah.
Also, with the fairy, you rolled like a 33 to steal the cog.
Yeah,
Mm.
To not have been noticed by him, his roll would have been 40.
man,
Because
that's like beyond heroic.
yeah, because
I mean, 33 is heroic
yeah,
Yeah.
because it goes
Right.
just 31 plus.
yeah. But he was soaked into the
Well.
skin in magic.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right, so you have to roll superhero level.
yeah.
I could do it.
Sure you
No.
can.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
With my highest die roll being 4D.
That one kind of is a wash for tonight, don't you think?
If I had to choose, I would pick Aaron with that 2-minute thing right before they fighting with the guards, where he climbed out of the tree and was just
Trying to bluff 'em.
didn't think it. Well, I don't think he was really trying to bluff him. I just
No,
think he was
yeah.
trying to
Scared
be
of the dog.
truthful. I was scared
Well,
of
he
his
was trying to
dog.
bluff him in the fact that he was supposed to be there.
I don't even think I
But-
ever said that. It
No, you
was,
didn't,
where'd you
but-
come from? I came from the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be at the river.
I mean, I'm clearly, I didn't belong dressed in black with
Charcoal.
charcoal all over my face. So
If you hadn't have said that you came from the river, you might have got away with that the dog
Maybe.
just chased you all the way out there. But
possibly, but
it's Brother Benedict.
yeah.
Yeah. my first thought for a story for you when you came out of the tree is like, the dog chased me. I was just come out to take a leak.
Again, but Brother
Yes.
Benedict's not that bright.
Mhm.
Maybe the other thing could have been I just came out of the tree. What do you think I came
I magically stepped out of the tree. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you a point for that.
Benedict will take that point.
The best snack.
It's got to be that lemon meringue.
I agree.
I think Johnny deliberately tries to win that every time.
That's right, I do.
Go ahead and take a point.
All right. One extra character point for my next character.
At
So
least,
instead of starting off with 5, we'll start off with 6.
at least you get to start with that.
That's right.
Well, I think that pretty much sums everything up. We had it was an abbreviated session, but it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
A lot of
one
story.
thing that we didn't talk about, but I'll just leave for mystery, is why Grayson put one of the gears in Cyril's pocket.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I have thought
I got
several
some.
different ideas.
I don't remember.
And on that note, we'll just wish you a very happy farewell. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, Mike, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook and Google+. Podcast art was supplied by Laura Tress and is used with her permission. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.